This Saturday, 2 o'clock, Hard Rock AC. It is CFFC 79. I'll have the call with CM Punk and Jessica Penne on UFC Fight Pass. We've got a limited amount of tickets left on the show, and you can purchase for the fight, CFFC.tv. Punk was the number one trend worldwide on Twitter this morning.
No big deal. Just number one.
Yeah, he was breaking my internet, but he will be my partner along with Jessica Penne, who does a great job on the calls, and the president of CFFC. He's taking some time out of his day. It's a busy week. It's fight week. Rob Haydak joins me now, and it's going to be a great show. We got a great top of the card main event, but some of them underneath. I was talking to our producer last night, and he was asking me, have I seen some of these guys? And I looked at the card, and I said, Keshtov, awesome. That's going to be unbelievable to watch. Capaldo down there on the card, seen him plenty of times. This is another great card in Atlantic City, Rob.
Yes, it is, Mike. It's fight week.
I love it. Ready to go. I texted Punk this morning. He was trending worldwide all over the place, so I'm sure he's all jazzed and pumped up. But I got to imagine Pat Sabatini at the top of that card is feeling the same way after watching his buddy Brady fight a couple of weeks ago, making his UFC debut.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Pat's ready. In fact, this is the second camp in a row because Pat's last opponent did not make weight about 2 months ago, so he's chomping at the bit. He's our main event, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, the last time we had talked really about a fight in Atlantic City, Sean Brady, you said you thought he was maybe the best fighter you've ever had in CFFC, and he showed why in that UFC card a couple of weeks ago. But, you know, Pat's probably right there behind him in the couple of fights I've seen, and I'm imagining there's going to be a lot of eyes on him on Saturday afternoon.
No doubt about it. Pat is easily one of the top featherweight prospects in the world, if not the top prospect. It's inevitable he's going to get the phone call with a victory this Saturday at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City.
Yeah, and his opponent, Mauro Chalet, is a guy that's, a veteran fighter who these aren't guys, as Punk has said, there are no easy fights in the CFFC. You find veterans to put in front of a guy like Pat, and Mauro's a tough dude, man.
We've called everybody in the United States, just about every single camp. The answer is always the same when it comes to Pat Sabatini. Thanks, but no thanks. So the last couple of opponents, we've had to go out of the country, and this is no exception. But he's got his hands full. Chalet is a very dangerous fighter. He's got a lot of fights. He's very experienced. So this should be really interesting on Saturday.
Yeah, now I'm looking forward to the vacant lightweight title fight because you got a guy coming in from Brazil, Nicolas Mata coming in, and Juan Gonzalez 7-1, and you got two guys fighting for the belt here. But anytime you put these guys from Brazil in the cage, man, they're just technically great to watch.
Yeah, Mata is a walking highlight reel. He's had some incredible knockouts. He had one at the Hard Rock earlier this year that really is up for knockout of the year in all of MMA. And he's got a little protege of Cowboy Cerrone coming in, Juan Gonzalez. So you'll have Cowboy in attendance this weekend along with the regulars like Frankie Edgar. But what a title fight that's going to be.
Yeah, you mentioned the guys who actually fight. The guys who they train with a lot. When you go to a fight at the CFFC, you see a lot of very high-profile trainers and faces walking around to check out these fighters of the future. And I think AK-47, I mean, we saw him in maybe December at Borgata when he was just outstanding. And I know we tried to get him back, and now we're going to see him on Saturday. And this guy's going to probably be in the UFC very quickly.
Yeah, he's a household name when it comes to prospects in MMA. And along with Keshtov, I mean, just up and down this card, you mentioned earlier, you have Paul Capaldo. Although he's, only 3-0 at this point, he's got a lot of national attention. he's got a tough fight, and as you guys always say on the air, there's no easy fights in CFFC, so you'll never know who the breakout star is going to be after Saturday.
Yeah, and one thing that's in this card that you don't get to see a whole heck of a lot is a heavyweight title fight, and you got Sean Teed and Ben Reeder. Really, when you get heavyweights at this level, it's pretty cool because a lot of times you don't get to see that. And I was really excited to see another heavyweight bout. I got one up at Parks last time, and I was like, I'm pretty pumped to get another one.
Yeah, well, don't blink for this one. So you have Sean Teed, who's competed at the highest level. He's been on the UFC Contender Series. He has fought for our title before, come up a little bit short against another UFC veteran. So he's got the experience, but he's fighting a guy that's got a record of 18-2, who's from Philadelphia, fought for Bellator, took 2 years off to do some missionary work over in Peru. He's back, and he's making his return, and we're thrilled to have him at CFFC. But, at 18-2, he's ready to be thrown in there, and he's getting a title shot this Saturday.
It's all happening Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, as we will lead you into the UFC card. 2 o'clock at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City. You can check that out on the UFC Fight Pass, or if you've never been to an event, get your tickets at cffc.tv/tickets, as it will be another great one here. And you guys are doubling up, too. You got another one coming up in like 2 weeks from now. So CFFC very active. And if you're a UFC fan, you've seen a lot. I mean, Miranda Granger fought recently, so there's a lot of names that keep getting plucked, but you keep replenishing.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. We're always trying to find that next gem, and this Saturday you're going to see up and down the entire lineup. There's so many prospects on this card. It's a card you're going to look back in the future and say, I was there that day when all these guys fought on the same afternoon, and I wouldn't miss this card. This is one of the best cards we've ever put together.
Now, I got to ask you, in the UFC fight Diaz the other night, would you have been mad if one of your doctors stopped that fight?
On the regional level, quite frankly, I wouldn't have been surprised. At that level, I was very surprised. I've got into some disputes with Arias, our matchmaker, over the stoppage. And the reality is the cut was bad, but I didn't think it got worse from the first to the third round. If you know anything about the Diaz brothers, they're warriors. So they only get hungrier and stronger as the rounds go on. So although he wasn't winning the fight, I sensed the tide turning. So that was an unfortunate stoppage, but they both got paid well, and I'm sure they're going to go back at it again in the future.
Well, that was a great fight. It's always good to catch up with you, Rob. We'll see you, I guess, this weekend. I'll be over there Friday night, and then Saturday is the main card. It's 2 o'clock again at the Hard Rock, Atlantic City, UFC Fight Pass. We will lead directly into the UFC on ESPN Plus, and you can check out all the action with CM Punk, Jessica Penne, and I will have the call on the Fight Pass, or check us out live at the Hard Rock AC. For tickets, go to cffc.tv/tickets. All right, Rob, I will see you this weekend, pal.
See you at the Hard Rock, Mike.
All right, but it's Rob Haydak, the president of CFFC.